Look at 99ers made this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and for the 25th anniversary, and they wanted you to have one.
I am so, honestly, that's my favourite gift all week.
Yeah.
That is, I'm so happy.
So that's yours.
They wanted gorgeous.
You to have it. They're like, give it to Emma, please.
Oh my God, I'll wear that with pride.
So like that's like the...
I'm going to wear that on that game day.
Aww.
Definitely. It might be a bit hot.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will for sure.
The day is here. It has finally arrived.
A new era brings new energy.
We have been waiting for this day.
The U.S. Women's National Team making it official, hiring Emma Hayes to be the team's next head coach.
She's overseen 14 major trophies, including 6 Super League crowns and 5 FA Cups.
So well praised throughout the world for all of the things that she's done for women's football.
This is Emma Hayes' team now.
She is raring to go.
She brings a swagger back to this team.
Emma is building something really great.
She is the perfect person right now to lead this group of players back to the top of the world.
A few weeks ago, you're lifting your 16th trophy with Chelsea.
Yeah.
You had great sustained success, as we know it there. Your family's all there. You had just lost your father in October. How hard was that to leave all that? And what was it about this job that spoke to you?
It's probably been the toughest year in my career, the last 12 months. They always say try not to make big life decisions, you know, when you're going through, you know, really, really hard times. So I didn't want to rush that because all of the things that were going on with grief. But, you know, his last words to me were, if you get the opportunity, you have to go and take that job. And that gave me, I think, validation and the courage to accept what I already knew. But to hear that from my dad, I think, was just great. But then carrying that through the season, I don't envy anyone who has to do that. Juggling 2 jobs was really, really difficult. Even if I was doing Chelsea but had the US in the back of my brain, it was really, really tough. So to finish with another title, it was an extraordinary feeling.
Sir Alex Ferguson tried to warn you about that, I heard.
He did.
What did he say?
What are you doing? You know, there's lots of players in that dressing room that I have built strong relationships with over a long period of time. But you're always going to have some, whether they've coming to an end, whether they have not been in the team, they see opportunities, and I recognise that. I've left Chelsea in a great place, and that was probably the most important thing, not the winning. It's a club I love so dearly. But after 12 years with one club, I was ready. I've learned everything I needed to, and I leave very well-established relationships behind, but I'm looking forward to forging new ones.
Expectations for Hayes to return this national team back to its former dominance.
This team is so desperate to learn, to grow, and to evolve.
She's the right person for this team at this moment.
I imagine the challenge of bringing the United States back to its rightful place in the world order played a part as well.
This is a team that resonates with me so much. I've told this story so many times around you being that soccer player that I didn't even get to see my father watch play before me. Bought me a poster home from '96 and '99, and he was like, you got to move to America. Look, they're all pros, this is the place to go. And that was really my first female role models other than my mum. So from '96 and '99, there on in, I looked at the US as a place I wanted to be at. And I moved here in 2001 and had 10 amazing years. And here I am again.
Which is crazy, the full circledness of all of
I
that.
know.
Where you're literally in Long Island trying to pay your rent.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. There were moments in between. I used to try and had a lovely landlord. I was months behind at one point. And Stanley, his name was, he knew that I was trying and I was waiting on the right visas that were coming through, so I simply couldn't accept work. I just had so many people who cared about me then, who helped out. I wanted it so badly that I would do absolutely anything at the time, even if I remember crying a lot and I was really, really homesick.
I bet those were the first people you heard from, too, when you got the job.
Yeah, funny enough, I heard from my former AD at Iona College. He remembers me being there with no money for a good... It might have been 6 or 7 months. Might have been as long as that. And that was his memory of it. It probably wasn't mine. People who invested in me as a young coach, the pride and joy they have for me is one where I've always felt adopted by America, so I'm so glad I stuck at it.
Oh, my first camp has been a whirlwind.
Still think you could have cleared it more, Kat! Really good passing.
You know, it's been a long time coming. I've been waiting. So quite quickly I've had to adapt to new players, new environment, new culture. It's been great to meet the players. It's been great to spend time with them and to start building the right processes that are needed to prepare the team for the Olympics. I mean, I've asked the players to grasp a lot all at once, and we've had to find multiple ways to be able to articulate the same things. My goal is to build a group of players that can compete, but they understand the way that we want to play, so we have to be patient with that too.
Great first training, guys. With everybody, new staff and everything.
All right, team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team.
I don't think it really sunk in until I got here that I've really got this job. I think up until then it was more like, oh, I'm going to be the US coach, but not really because I didn't have the time to think about it. From the outside, I knew it was a special team. From the inside, I really know it's a special team. The feelings, the emotions you have as a result of being inside here is... That week in camp, my first week, was just one I will always remember.
Really?
Yeah, it's profound. I've had a few lump in my throat moments.
Really?
Yeah, definitely, because it's such a caring environment. You know, amazing women who... It goes beyond everything. They understand the crest.
Yeah.
And that is just something that resonates so much with me.
Interesting, and that you felt that so much in the first week, straight out.
Yeah, I could feel my eyes filling up. Thank goodness they didn't see me. I played a video to them on the first match day, and it was capturing moments for the week, and it was Bob Dylan's Times Are A-Changing. And I put the lyrics up on the screen during the video, and I could just feel my eyes filling up thinking about how excited I am for us, and hopefully what we're about to experience. I think we all know that we're going to go into a game today. There's going to be clunky moments. There's going to be moments where we revert back to things we've done before. It's normal, and it's part of the process. And that's what coaching is. Coaching is then taking whatever our starting point is and then adding another layer to it. So it's absolutely essential, okay, that everybody's sort of conscious of what the roles are for them in their positions.
A new era brings new energy and a change in direction.
It is going to be an exciting era with Emma Hayes. Buckle up, because it's going to be fun.
First goal under Emma Hayes is scored by Mallory Swanson.
I just smiled the whole day. I think we spend so much time maybe building pressure internally, and as far as I'm concerned, it's such a privilege and an honour to coach this team.
Emma Hayes starts with a win in her US head coaching career. It finishes 4-0.
What do you want US fans to know about Emma the person?
I'm a middle child.
That says a lot.
I'm a middle child. I've got 2 sisters either side. Probably spent a lot of time doing that, and I've spent a lot of time doing that. I'm always a really creative person, really caring. I try to always put myself in someone else's shoes. I enjoy doing things for others. My mum said it to me all the time, always happy, always sort of balanced, try to have a balanced. I like to be fair with things. Sometimes I've had to work over life to be able to say, no, I need to be a bit tougher with that. But that's come with time, and I don't know, someone who views life as my glass is half full.
I think it's important for me to say the same thing in terms of players that are getting the opportunity to represent this wonderful badge. Make sure the privilege is one that you enjoy, okay? I want the badge for us to be one of the lightest things, not the heaviest things. Do it for yourselves, do it for your family, do it for each other, but most importantly, do it together. All right, let's talk.
One of your guiding principles seems to be to get the best out of my players. Yeah. I need to get to know my players.
Yeah.
They need to trust me. I need to trust them. How do you do that in such a short turn before the Olympics?
Well, first of all, trust is earned. So I have to demonstrate that I can lead them, but do it with them. People always say to me, what is it you love about the game? My response is always the same. I love watching them. That's what gives me the joy. Yes, I like tactics, I like moving pieces about, but I like watching human beings evolve, embrace, have growth mindsets. It can be tumultuous for an athlete. They go through so much. The outside world doesn't always see those challenges, so I'm really maternal. And I always think as a mum first. Mm-hmm. But you have to build slowly. Like, the first camp was just establishing that base without being over the top. But I think what was clear come the end of it is we've established trust with each other, even in a relatively short period of time, because coming together, we found each other at the right time.
It's not easy to do as a coach either, that human element, that caring, that maternal side you talk about. I mean, there's a lot of coaches who have tried, but it's hard to mix that tactical balance and the X's and O's with showing how much you care.
Don't get me wrong, they know my boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, that's firm but fair.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, you're firm as well, right? But I think you can be because they then sense that love and know that it comes from a good place.
It's something that, it's just who I am. I don't have to try to be that. But I think the key to all of that is having people that are better than you in lots of areas around you. You cannot oversee, manage, you know, an entire playing pool and staff without having experts. Yeah. And I surround myself with people who have the ability to support that so that I can actually do the things I'm good at. For a coach to thrive, especially in this environment, you need great expertise.
Emma Hayes having to do something that no U.S. coach has ever done before. She's got 4 games until she goes to the Olympics. It is awfully short.
Returning to the top is a target, it's a focus.
The team is so equipped to adapt and kind of just take this challenge full on and get ready for the Olympics.
What do you hope to accomplish at the Olympics? Just a small question.
Just a tiny one. We just have to go one step at a time. Famous phrase, how do you eat an elephant? You know, one bite at a time, one chunk at a time. I think in order for us to get to where we want to go, it's important to process it like that first. Otherwise, it can be quite daunting. I think it's fair to say we're moving in the right directions. The performances have been strong, not in all parts of the game. So we have to maximise what we do in that July camp. But I have a fair idea and picture of the different roles and responsibilities throughout the team. For me, it's deepening that understanding within them all so that they, no matter what job they have, whether they start, whether they finish the game, they're ready.
You said at your final Chelsea press conference as you were walking off the stage.
Yeah. See you guys at some point, maybe an Olympic gold medal final. I don't know, I've got to beat the Spanish at some point.
What I didn't say earlier is I'm cheeky. I'm cheeky. I've always been cheeky and I love to laugh and I don't take myself too seriously. But I am thinking that inside, internally anyway. That's how much I rate the Spanish team. They are and have been the best team in the world the last couple of years. And having had to play against them at a club level, I know how hard you have to work tactically, because they dominate games unlike anyone else. To be in this position, but as the USA coach, knowing the tools this team has, I'm excited to test myself again as a coach to get that right, if that opportunity arises. But we all know there is Zambia, there is Australia, there is Germany, and we need to focus on those three things first.
You are now officially, according to US Soccer, the highest paid women's football coach in the world. Mm-hmm. And I know for you, beyond the fact that you get to pay your mortgage off,
yeah,
you don't have to worry about rent anymore. That is important to you on so many levels.
Oh, and it's less to do with me than it is anything. But when I've had texts, phone calls from other coaches around the world that said thank you, if I'm able to uplift my own salary as a result of that, getting to a place of equal pay is still some way off. But to do it in a country that has always driven the narrative for women's sports, and in particular women's soccer has always been at the forefront of that, it's the impact it will have on the wider game. I will use this platform to keep bringing the game up. That's always been my goal globally, to do that. But being in this hot seat, I can have an even bigger impact, and I'm absolutely grateful, and I know my value, but it's not my motivation in life.
And we've talked a lot about the lack of a safety net for a lot of coaches as well, women's coaches, and especially here in the United States.
You know, the irony of that is, if you start to think about the impact of so many female coaches, not just club level, collegiate level, even internationally, you think of, you know, from Pia to Jill Ellis and the impact that they've had, Serena Wiegman at England. I think it's so important for our players to have exposures to female coaches, and something I'm seeing a declining, because a combination of things, whether it's lack of pay, lack of support as a mother, I think that needs to be celebrated and encouraged a little more. I think we would see more mothers stay in the game if they felt they could do it part-time. And I think that's something that's, for me, is still absolutely lacking.
It's back-to-back wins for Emma Hayes to start her career as the US Women's National Team head coach.
I'm so proud of the progress of the whole group. I know there'll be bumps in the road, and I want everybody to feel excited. This is a process. We're on a journey. I'm excited to be on it.
When we sit down in a similar situation in a fireside chat a year from now, what are you going to look back on and say to me in a year's time?
Little Emma got to fulfill her dream, and I really, really do hope I make the country proud. Like, it means so much to me. I like the expectation of it, and that the team fulfills its potential. They're the things that motivate me beyond winning. I hope we can look back and say we've created new history, new heights, with a new identity. That's what I want.